in a great position. He just make this spin move on you. You know, you can't defend it.
Worthy with the one-on-one move.
In this week's Holding Court, we take a look at one of the NBA's quietest superstars. And though he's been overshadowed by his more flamboyant teammate, James Worthy's brilliance is clear.
It's really scary how good he is.
Magical passes, and the guy on the other end has been one of the most devastating finishers in NBA history. James Worthy.
And look at the outlet to Worthy.
Worthy fires out.
You never see a guy his size who runs the floor the way he does. If you don't get out next to James Worthy, he's going to hurt you all night long.
Now here we have one of the great offensive players going against the toughest defensive guy.
He's a great offensive player. There's no one compared to Worthy because he's so quick. He can get to the basket quicker than anybody I know as far as his size.
Opponents have learned firsthand of Worthy's overwhelming combination of power and speed. And for over a decade, he's been one of the most dazzling offensive weapons in the NBA.
That is James Worthy's second best shot in his life. He made the other one on a 360 turn in the air at Golden State in his rookie year.
So now he does think to Worthy. Worthy up in the goal! I've never seen one like that.
When he arrived in the NBA in 1982, Worthy quickly served notice that he was more than just a spectacular shot maker, displaying a will-to-win that was virtually unconquerable.
I definitely would like to think that there's more competitiveness, the more warrior-like than anything.
And in his 7 trips to the finals, this ferocious competitor has been worthy of praise.
Well, James has taken on a great nickname, Big Game James. There's just something about a personality that gets triggered, you know, by the best competition. And James Worthy is what that is all about.
And in those big games, James has always stood tall.
He has to take the game and learn it himself. We'll all get on his back for a while and let him take us to victory.
Now, Big Game James faces his biggest challenge.
Now that I'm the captain, there is more responsibility. And I welcome it with open arms. It only going to make me a better person and a better ball player.
And in this challenging new season, Worthy must do what he's always done, and more. Now Worthy is the key to the Lakers' title quest. And for a man who personifies grace under pressure, L.A. has the perfect centerpiece.
When you're calling for great taste and less filling beer, one beer's made to order. Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be.
The Martins worked hard remodeling their kitchen, so they chose GE Lighting. Floods here, decorative bulbs here, for drama halogen spots here, and dependable GE dimmers to control it all. Where'd they find it? Right now, while Kathy Rogers is hurrying to finish her place in time for her sister's reception, she's not thinking why Fred Meyer chooses to sell Glidden paint. And that's okay, because it will all turn out just fine.
The best measure of any health plan is the loyalty of its subscribers. At ODS Health Plan, 98% of our subscribers renew with us. Most likely because we treat them the way we'd want to be treated ourselves. With understanding, respect, and the highest level of care at the lowest possible cost. We never forget who we really work for. That's why people are so loyal to us. And the feeling
Blazers make me wanna shout. Kick my heels up and shout. Throw my hands up and shout. Throw my head back and shout. Come on now, shout. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go, Blazers, go. Let's go, Blazers, go. Let's go, Blazers, go. Let's go, Blazers, go. Come on now, shout. Come on now, shout. Come on now, shout. The Blazers make me wanna shout.
We can tell you here at Portland's Memorial Coliseum, it's still snowing. My gosh, folks, I feel like the weatherman. It was snowing pretty good not too long ago. Folks are coming in, however. This NBA game will still be played, of course. Now, what about our owner, Paul Allen? Maybe you saw this Peaks a few weeks ago on one of our Blazer television specials. A man is a quiet man. He's unassuming and obviously very successful. But he loves the game of basketball. He loves his team, and Steve Jones tells us the story of Paul Allen.
Over the years, you know, that I've been the owner of the Blazers, you know, you feel people really have, you know, no idea who you are, or if, you know, if the team's going to be better or worse, are you going to make wholesale changes, or they really don't have an idea of what the outcome is going to be. And I think, you know, people watch me at games have a sense of maybe, you know, how intensely I'm involved in the game, and I hope that rubs off, and I hope that, you know, I hope they get a sense of maybe who I am from you know, seeing how I react to being at games.
At games is where the public gets their one and only view of Paul Allen. But there is much more to the Trailblazer owner than exhorting the crowd at home games. Basketball is a passion and shows his competitive spirit, a spirit that belies a quiet nature.
Well, you're involved when you're sitting there courtside.
That's right.
You're totally a fan, and you're up and down, and you even have a few comments to make to the officials. Have the officials ever said anything to you?
They say something occasionally, but usually it's after the game's been decided. But you know, sometimes they'll, you know, if when I question the call or something, they'll kind of give me a look like, you know, either, you know, usually, no, we had that call right.
The public's only other perception of Allen involves his personal wealth. He has made plenty of calls right in the computer software industry, and he has learned to enjoy the fruits of his labor. His Seattle area estate, when completed, will be one of a kind. He is also the man behind the Blazers' new $200 million arena project that is scheduled to break ground this spring. His business interests are widespread and with an eye on the future, but these are facets of the man unfamiliar to the public.
Paul has never been that interested in having a high public profile, but when, you know, we're in the company meetings, or we're talking through business issues, you know, Paul definitely has his firm convictions and is, you know, very straightforward in communicating those, and is very passionate about making all of his businesses, including the Trailblazers, really successful. He's got a very strong competitive streak in him.
Another of Paul's loves is music. When it comes to sound, he is a fan and a participant. One artist that keenly sparked Allen's interest and whose music he plays is Seattle's own Jimi Hendrix. This interest has prompted Paul to propose a Hendrix Museum. A full-blown tribute to the rock legend will open in 1994.
Jimi Hendrix and you in the same neighborhood. How does that happen?
Well, I got interested in guitar in high school, and ended up, you know, I do play guitar as, you know, relaxation, and I was fortunate enough in high school to be able to actually go and see Jimmy play twice here in Seattle, and became just a tremendous fan of his music. And there's really, I don't believe ever anything that's sufficiently commemorated his memory and what, really the great music that he created while he was alive. And so I'm really excited about the opportunity to have a museum here in the Seattle area to commemorate his memory and his music.
When you play, do you put on your Hendrix hat and play Hendrix?
Well, I do take a stab at playing some of his music. Although he's a very he was an awesome musician, and as any guitar player, rock guitar player, or blues guitar player of Assault knows, recreating the licks that Hendrix could play is no easy task. But basically, I've acquired some of his handwritten music, some of his personal effects, and some musical instruments and equipment and so forth. And we're really excited about putting all that together and trying to create a kind of a multimedia museum experience that really hasn't been done before. I'm really excited about the whole project.
A project Alan is currently keeping a close eye on is the building of his estate. Workers will be busy for quite some time still, but prominently set amid the construction is a satellite dish that allows Paul to keep track of the Blazers and the rest of the NBA.
How have you personally handled the fact that the team has not won a championship yet?
Well, that's one of the tough things as an owner or as a fan to come really close to be in the finals twice and not winning it. So. I think it's tough for the players too, but you have to go back and say, we're going to focus this year and we're going to do everything in our power to improve and make some changes, to rectify some things, some areas of weakness, and try to shore up others and come back with new determination and fire. And so I think that's the challenge you face. But that's what makes it exciting, and that's why you still have the hunger to win it all. When I bought the team, one of the first things I said was that I made a strong commitment to bring a championship to Portland, and we've come close, and this year we should do it all.
A sports enthusiast could do it all in Allen's estate. The complex includes an indoor swimming pool that is an architect's dream, a full-size indoor tennis court, full locker room facilities, and a regulation basketball court that has a familiar paint job, just like the one at Memorial Coliseum.
Legs. Just those big, jumpy legs. Use them. Use them. Use them.
For a man of his wealth and power, Paul Allen remains approachable, and at first glance, just a regular guy.
The financial results that have come my way over the years aren't really something that, other than give me the opportunity to do things like the basketball, my own basketball court, or own the Blazers. Those, I don't really. They just give me different opportunities, really, to do a lot of different things that basically are just dreams. If you're, I think probably everybody that's been a fan of a basketball team has thought at some point or other, boy, if I wish I was the owner of the team, and then I could, I do this or that, and it's really great to be able to do those things. But I don't think, what I've accomplished in terms, financially has changed me.
With this financial freedom, you still have dreams. You still have dreams of things you want to do that are not done yet.
Oh, sure. And, obviously one of them is bringing a championship to Portland, but there's a lot of things in terms of creativity and expressing your creativity in the fields of software or music or many other areas. To me, the real reward of trying to do different things is expressing your own creativity to solve problems, and doing that with people in really interesting and new ways. And the experience I've had both in the software industry and with the Blazers has been it's been really positive.
All right.
Well, we're finally here.
You're sure you packed everything?
I'm sure.
You always forget something.
Not this time. I got it all at Payless Drugs.
Your prescription?
The pharmacist gave me a lower price generic. Good thing, considering how much this vacation is costing me.
You always forget the film.
I got it at Payless.
My moisturizer?
Payless.
You actually remembered everything?
It's all in the suitcase.
Oh, you didn't.
Looks like I did.
Payless, the drugstore worth talking about.
The reviews are in, and this new Toyota is a winner. Automobile Magazine calls it a global success. Motor Trend calls it a car with definite family influences from Camry and Lexus. Detroit Free Press calls it the benchmark. We call it Corolla, presenting the all-new Toyota Corolla. Discover why, after 25 years, it's still impressing all the right people.
The blazers make me wanna shout, kick my heels up and shout, throw my hands up and shout, throw my head back and shout. Come on now, shout, hey, 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 hey. Let's go, blazers, go. Let's go, blazers, go. Let's go, blazers, go. Let's go, blazers, shout. Come on now, shout, come on now, shout, come on now, shout. The blazers make me wanna shout.
Well, my friends, we again can tell you it continues to snow outside of Portland's Memorial Coliseum. I don't know wherever you may be what it's doing, but it's still snowing here, and the wind is whipping around pretty good. But the Portland Trailblazers and the Los Angeles Lakers are out on the floor. They're into their pregame warm-up, and the Blazers still have some work to do prior to the All-Star break. Now, the Lakers have won 4 in a row, including 3 straight this year. And the question is, you wonder why? Well, Jack Shallow, assistant Trailblazer coach, and Mike Rice will try to figure it all out.
Welcome to Chalk Talk. I'm Mike Rice, along with assistant Trailblazer coach Jack Shallow. It's, Jack, the last game before the All-Star break. Everybody gets 3 or 4 days off, and it's with the Los Angeles Lakers, a team the Blazers have lost 3 times to. I remember when Magic first left, the Blazers just really crumbled this team. Now, do the Lakers now have the Blazers number, or is that just...
No, I think they play a big lineup, and we haven't had, in the 3 games that we played, we haven't had a lot of patience, and we didn't move the ball, and you have to move those big people in order to be able to score and get the ball to the basket. If you don't move them and take a shot after 1 or 2 passes, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're going to have to hit every shot you take because they're going to get the rebound.
No matter what anybody says, distractions really have played a big part of this season. The injuries, Salt Lake City. Are the distractions gone? Is the team ready to play like the Blazers can play?
Well, I think so. You know, the last game we played with more intensity and I thought more enthusiasm, and you hope that things like that don't interfere with your play on the court. But you're human beings, and it's going to happen. And I think it's over now, and just, you know, you can only speculate, but I think our players are concentrated and really getting back into the game right now. So hopefully we can have a good second half of the season.
Is the rivalry, we talk about concentration, rivalry with the Lakers, players still think about the Lakers as one of the teams?
Well, I would think so. You know, they've beaten us 3 times. They beat Chicago. I hear them talk to James Worthy the other day. I heard him say that we get up for Portland and Chicago, and we don't seem to get up for a lot of other teams. So we have to understand that they're going to come in here. It's a big game for them to win now, like it used to be when we used to be able to beat them when they were on top. So we have to be ready, and I think we're going to be ready for the rest of the season.
All right, I remember as a college coach, the players always wanted to win that one before the vacation because practices weren't quite as tough during the vacation and everything, so I'm sure the Blazers will be thinking about that. Let's take a look now at the Laker offense. A lot of post-up moves and a lot of things inside.
Well, okay, hold it right here. You see the pass is made over to Byron Scott, and Byron Scott's going to throw the ball inside, and then he's going to make a cut. And Perkins will have an opportunity to go one-on-one. But the key you have to watch is A.C. Green. A.C. Green will be out here, and he's going to make a dive to the basket. And if you're not alert, they can make that little pass, and he's going to get a layup. He's hurt us on that before, so you really have to be able to see him and the ball and be able to stop that cut.
A lot of post-ups by this team.
Oh, they post up everybody, and they're all very good post-up people. There goes Byron Scott through. Now, a quick cut by A.C. Green.
Plus, he's in there for offensive rebounds.
One of the best.
Yeah, he can really works hard. Reminds you of Buck Williams.
Yeah, he does, and he works hard in practice and games, and he doesn't take anything from anybody, and just tries to outwork you, and you can't let that happen. But he's a tough one to stop.
Yeah, unrestricted free agent, so he'll be free out there.
He sure will.
Not so free, whatever. All right, let's take a look at another way they get the ball into Sam Perkins. They run a couple double picks and things like that, but it does the same thing.
Well, here, hold it right there. We got it right here. Now you see Byron Scott coming off of a double pick, and over here, and then they go inside to Perkins. He'll reverse it back to the other side. He'll throw it inside, then he'll kick it back out when they double, and go back in. Now shoot a little fadeaway jump shot. See, he's got the little hook, and he's got the fadeaway jump shot. And when he's on, he's very, very difficult to stop. He's got those long arms and hard to get to him.
Yeah, and I noticed the Lakers really, once they pass it in, they move to different spots and everything. They're used to that when Magic played with them.
Yeah, they really are, and they run a lot of spot-ups, and so they know where they have to stand and isolate themselves so that it's hard to double team, but also that they've got the shooters in the right spot, so that the inside people can go one-on-one.
You know, in the NBA, they talk about posting up and getting inside, but you really have to have that type of team to do it, the outside shooters to go with the inside. Otherwise, you have to score in different places.
Well, if you don't have shooters, you have to have a lot of motion. You have to get a lot of breakaways and a lot of easy shots. But it doesn't do you any good to have a good post-up game if you don't have somebody that can counter it with a jump shot, because they're not going to let that guy post up inside by himself. They have a double team. And now you have to move the ball around and get it to one of your shooters in the perimeter. They have to be able to shoot it, or they're just going to sag inside.
All right, let's take a look at the next weapon they have, James Worthy.
James Worthy, you're going to see, okay, hold it right here. Sedell Freed has the ball. You're going to see a down screen here, and James Worthy get the ball. And James Worthy receiving the ball in the free throw, the elbow area we call it, and he's going to make a drive. He can shoot the ball there, so you have to play off him a little bit. If you get too tight, he drives the ball to the basket. When you let a guy receive the ball 15 feet from the basket, it's very difficult to stop him. There he receives the ball right there. Now you'll see him take a drive to the basket. He's tough. He's got that great first step. Not as quite as good as it was before, but still very good.
You know, and it seems when he has a couple days rest, like he has coming into this game, he's much more effective.
Thank you. It's unfortunate, but you know, when you get older, that 1 or 2 days really helps get that body back in shape. And he's difficult, and you know, he's not the only one, but he is a very good one-on-one player. We have to play Clyde at him sometimes. You just hope that Clyde doesn't get in foul trouble.
Who will be start on Mr. Worthy tonight?
Well, Jerome Kersey, who's done a very good job in the past, and hopefully he can continue doing it.
All right, let's take a look at the next weapon they have, Sedell Freed, shooting jump shots.
Sedell can do that. He's a very good jump shooter. You can see, hold it right here. Sedell Freed has the ball down here. He'll take it, and Perkins is going to come over, and they're going to have a double down on the weak side. A lot of action over here in this area. But Sedell's going to take the ball. He'll drive to his left, which he likes to do, and pop a little jump shot. Okay, hold it right there. Now here, Sedell is right here, and you're going to see a down screen. He can either come off and shoot the jump shot, or he can shoot the jump shot right here. And he elects to shoot the jump shot. It didn't show very well. He's got wide open look at the basket, and Sedell, when he does that, he's very effective.
All right, let's take a look at the next movement here of the Lakers. Pick and roll with Sedell and Perkins.
Well, we got the overhead cam right here. Let it go a little bit farther. Okay, hold it right here. Now you see Perkins coming over, and they're going to run another pick and roll, and he's going to drive the ball here. Now you're going to see A.C. Green coming and setting a back pick in this area for Byron Scott. Byron will set his man up, and they throw over the top for Byron Scott shooting the jump shot. And that's, you have to really be alert on the weak side as the pick. Byron Scott is a heck of a shooter, and you just can't let him get that wide open of a look.
All right, Jack, Lakers, this would be a real, we saw the Blazer defense in that Atlanta game, but this would be the game that would show everybody that sagging defenses aren't going to finish the Blazers.
Well, you know, as you say, sagging defense, I've been watching the last 3 games we've played at our offense, and they just sag inside. They don't come out more than 16, 17 feet to guard anybody, and so we have to move the ball. You have to go set screens, you have to make hard cuts, you have to move the ball and not take a shot after 1 or 2 passes. When you do that, you have an opportunity to get to the basket and dish it off to somebody else, kick it out, and get the wide open jump shot for Terry or Mario Ellie. And if you don't do that, you play right into their hands. So let's see if we've learned anything. And I know Rick's talked to them for the last 2 or 3 days, and hopefully we can do that and move them and get this last game before the All-Star break and then start the second half again and have a heck of a second half.
As they say, all the X's and O's, I've seen it, it looks, but they've got to make some shots, don't they, tonight?
Yeah, like they say, the last guy with the chalk wins, but you got to make shots and you got to move them to get good looks at the basket.
Victory?
We're going to beat them.
I agree. That's the Lakers on Chalk Talk this Thursday night before the All-Star game.
All right, everybody, it's snowing outside, at least here at Portland's Memorial Coliseum, and Old Man Winter is still with us. But inside, it's the Los Angeles Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers. And the Blazers have a score to settle with L.A. prior to the All-Star break. It's NBA basketball. Don't go away. We're going to be right back.
What is cool?
Cool is doing well in school.
Now that's cool.
Anyone who does well in school is a nerd.
Now that's not. Cool is an attitude.
And if you have the right attitude, you can achieve anything.
Be cool. Stay in school.
Welcome. How did the incredible universe begin? In the beginning, there was a great void. Then, suddenly, a big bang. Followed by an incredible 160,000 square feet of space, which was filled with all of the electronics, computers, appliances, and music in the world. All at incredible low prices. Incredible universe. It's not just a store. It's cosmically fun.
If it's not in the universe, it doesn't exist.
It has a 10-cylinder, 400-horsepower engine and seats up to 7. It hits over 1 G on a skid pad and has an available built-in child seat. Its front fenders resist dents and chips. It has 133 sound deadeners, silencers, baffles, and mufflers. And there's room in back for 49 bags of groceries. Caravan, Viper, and Intrepid. The new Dodge.
It's no accident that the land of opportunity is open 24 hours a day. The good life is available, but they don't hand it out on the planet. It's no accident either that Bank of America has convenient branch hours, a 24-hour customer information line, and a Versateller ATM everywhere you turn throughout the West. Hard as America works, you could use a little easy. Banking on America. Bank of America.
Is a Blazer Broadcasting sports presentation.
The Oregon Trail and the Trail Blazers, a name carved from its history.
The Oregon Trail is a great American adventure. It's the story of 500,000 people who left their homes and traveled west for a new beginning in a new land. It was the greatest migration of people in recorded history. Some wished to escape the economic depression back in the States. Others said they came for patriotic reasons, or just to go where they had never been. But one thing they all had in common: when they hit the trail, it was Oregon or bust.
What is the wagon? What is the wagon? Wagon, go!
This is Blazer Cable, and these are the cable affiliates that make up the Blazer Cable Network. George Wash is the executive producer and director of Trailblazer Basketball, and J.R. Hellman is the coordinating producer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and basketball fans wherever you may be. We are live tonight here at Portland's Memorial Coliseum. The Trailblazers and, yes, from Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, Steve, the Lakers have had the Blazers' number the last 4 times, 3 straight this year. But the Blazers now, after the win the other night, have some pretty high expectations that things might be turned around.
Well, they at least sense that some of the pressure of having lost 4 straight at home has gone away. You look at what's transpired between these teams, however, and there's still some pressure on them. The Lakers have dominated Trailblazers in the 3 meetings, and really what all these numbers mean is that the Lakers have been the more aggressive team. They have been able to establish their game plan. The Trailblazers have not. They have been the ones that have been passive. They have been reacting. Tonight, Rick Adelman hopes that that will change.
Now they can build on that win and go from here.
They hope that they can build on. They should be able to build on. I've said before that the Laker team is one that Portland certainly is capable of beating. We have seen Portland, when they have been the aggressor, when they have really attacked this team, put them down handily. Same team they beat and dominated a year ago.
A lot of ins and outs between these two teams, of course, and Steve and I will get into those as we go throughout the course of the evening. The final game before the All-Star break. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers on a snowy night here in the Rose City. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Carol Mack with our national anthem tonight, this Thursday night here at Portland's Memorial Coliseum. The Lakers come into town tonight, winners of 3 straight, 6 out of their last 8. But out on the road, they lost their last road encounter. And they're looking for their 3rd straight win here. You know, only the Boston Celtics, along with the Los Angeles Lakers, have better records than anybody else in the NBA in this building. We're waiting for Mike Stone to give us the introduction of both teams across the way. And Mike should be getting on the microphone in just a moment or two. The Blazers, of course, on a 1-game winning streak. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Mike Stone.
For the visiting Los Angeles Lakers. Starting at 1 forward out of North Carolina, 6'9", number 42, James Worthy. At the other forward from Oregon State University, 6'9", number 45, A.C. Green. At center from North Carolina, 6'9", number 14, Sam Perkins. Starting at 1 guard out of West Virginia Tech, 6'2", number 3, Sadeo Free. And at guard from Arizona State University, 6'4", number 4, Byron Scott. The trainer for the Lakers, Gary Vitti. Assistant coaches are Bill Burtka, Chet Kemmerer, and Larry Drew. And the head coach, Randy Funk. And now the Western Conference champion, Portland Trail Blazers. At forward, 6'7", from Longwood College, Virginia, number 25, Jerome Kersey. At forward, 6'8", number 52, Buck Williams. At center, 7'0", Kevin Duckworth. At 1 guard, 6'3", number 30, Terry Porter. And at guard, number 22, Clyde Drexler. Portland trainer is Mike Michiminsky. The assistant coaches, Jack Shallow and John Wessel. And the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, Rick Adelman.
Well, what's been going on between the Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers this year? Earlier tonight, we asked Kevin Duckworth that question.
We've been losing. That's basically it. For some reason, we have not came out and played our game against them. I just think they got our number this year. I don't know what it is, but, you know, we'll see. Hopefully it'll be a different ball game tonight than it has been.
Well, they talked, Steve, about size. The Lakers throw out a big lineup out there, and the Blazers have had some problems with that. Do you go along with that theory?
Well, a big lineup is a big lineup, but a big lineup also has some problems. Usually, the bigger the team, the more their ball handling is suspect. And I think that the Trailblazers should certainly try to find out just how much problems the Lakers are going to have handling the ball.
All right, your keys to tonight's game.
Well, the Lakers, of course, want to slow the Trailblazers down. I mean, that is the secret to beating Portland and making them a perimeter team. Portland, on the other hand, wants to run, and they really do want to pressure the ball. As I said before, the ball handling is suspect. Both teams need to take care of the ball. Normally, rebounding is a big story, but I think that defenses are going to be such to where if you don't take care of the ball, you could be in big trouble.
The starting lineups on your screen, and the officials, Ron Garrettson, Mike Mathis, and Jim Kinsey. Mike Mathis tosses the ball.
Genuine Draft, the world's a very cool place.
Nobody in America has ever disliked Saturdays. A day to fool around, even if that means pounding the dents out of an old fender. But sometimes you still need to get your money. That's why Bank of America is now open 9 to 1 on Saturdays. Because you should be able to do anything you want on Saturdays. Even go to the bank.
sure you work in an office.
What do you mean 8?
But you live on the phone, which is why you should know about Centranet service from GTE. With Centranet, you get the features and flexibility of the most sophisticated business telephone system. Not the high cost of one.
It's really, really difficult for me right now.
Because while you spend most of your time on the phone,
He hung up and he's gone now.
there's no need to spend most of your money. Right now, while the lettuce is cool and crisp, the bell pepper's firm, just perfect. He's not thinking how all this wonderful produce was inspected for freshness, how it was trimmed and prepared to give better value. And that's okay. All he's thinking about is the great taste. Fred Meyer, for people who love great food and lower prices. To the dismay of many, there are only 24 hours in a day.
Almost done.
So before you head off on a sales call,
Let me see the bottom. You can go in now.
before you begin to grapple with a business letter,
Oh, please change the bottom.
GTE would like to suggest a slightly more productive alternative. Now, you're going to want to sit down for this one. The phone. Because if time is money, this is a bank.
Look, it's Mark. He likes to run out in the sun. He runs past cows and fields and trees. Runs past fat guys with TVs. Brains can rain, dogs can bite. Stop he won't, he'll run all night. So he wants shoes, cushy and light. Then he'll feel the runner's joy you can't find in a lazy boy. I like to run, he says with a smile. I think I'll go another mile.
Style, fashion, more in store for you and better than ever before. Catch the excitement at The Lodge, our spectacular new food court. It's the best of taste with 8 great new restaurants, something for everyone.
I've had a Toyota pickup for 6 years, and I love it. It's the fact that I need a bigger truck. And I told them in my letter that I'd like a bigger size truck. They brought it down, they said, here, take a look at this, see what you think. Here it comes. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, guys, come here. At first, you know, I had my doubts that we were all going to get in here comfortably. Roomy, huh? Yeah, it's roomy. Hello, 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 hello. It's roomy.
Introducing the Toyota T100, the answer to the big question.
Hey, you hear that?
What?
It's quiet. There's no coughing.
Oh,
What'd you give her?
something new.
Really? Where'd you get it?
Payless Drugs. The pharmacist recommended it.
Well, that's what I call a good pharmacist. Maybe now she'll get some sleep.
Lucky her.
What do you mean?
Honey.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night.
Payless, the drugstore worth talking about. BP's research and testing tends to leave an impression on most visitors.
4th floor aviation fuel research. 6th floor marine fuel testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place, your local BP station.
Pizza for Todd King. Top floor. Top floor space research.
BP, on the move.
We couldn't make the day any longer, or the distance between people any shorter. But at Cellular One, we can give you the freedom to go where you want to go, and never be out of touch with the people who are most important to you. That's why Cellular One is building a new cellular network across North America. To reserve your number, call our number, 1-800-IMAGINE.
Halftime this Thursday night, the final game before the All-Star break, and it's the Lakers in Portland, and the Lakers with a 2-point lead. They led by 8 at the end of one, and Blazers came back to tie to take the lead, but the Lakers lead by 2 at the break. We can give you a weather report. Feel like Jim Bosley here tonight. It's a little snowy. It's a little icy. In some cases, in some areas, it's miserable, we understand. And then in other areas, it continues to come down, but it's a little slushy, and it apparently is not sticking, but it's rather cold, so it could be tough. We are having our Toyota Mini Grand Prix here at halftime at Portland's Memorial Coliseum, thanks to our good friends from Toyota. All right, Steve, what about some of those highlights? I can remember one big one. That's going to be Kevin.
No, they didn't have that one, Bill. The Trailblazers, what they did really generate out of that first half was some good ball movement, some good energy, some good decision-making. It started right there with Drexler turning down a three and then driving the ball to the basket. That is the kind of game that you want to play against the Lakers, where you challenge their big people to move and react. One of the things that Portland did well with Kersey, Buck Williams, Duckworth, they chased missed shots. And that has been the strength of the Trailblazers over the years, to get offense and put them back in. The Los Angeles Lakers have seen Byron Scott do that before. They all say to him in the locker room, was that planned? And of course, he says yes, but you know, he has had some tremendous shooting games against Portland. Another guy that has, throughout his career, and while the Lakers have been on top, that has been a thorn in the side of Portland was James Worthy. Worthy got off to a good start and continued his blazing ways. Byron Scott challenging. And that's what the Lakers will try to do. They will try to transition and score if the opponent doesn't get back. They're not looking to run and run all the time, even though Randy Funn has decided that he wants to go back to a quicker pace game. Worthy trying to shoehorn that one up, but no one boxed out. Eldon Campbell, and Campbell, a great leaper, right over the top for two. If Portland can get A.C. Green to become this kind of an offensive player, looking for his own shot after the first option, they'll certainly have a real good chance to control the Laker defense. That's not the shot they want to see him take. That is a shot for Vlade Divac. Divac is one of those centers that feels very comfortable facing the hoop. Drexler using his quickness to chase and miss and put it back in. Drexler really hasn't had that many opportunities to shoot the ball in the first half. He has been more concerned about passing the ball. Kevin Duckworth with an extension. Cliff Robinson there with a big tip.
Halftime score, the Lakers lead by 2, 52-50. Portland only shooting 38%, the Lakers at 53. Well, there's a new kid on the block in our game of NBA basketball and professional sports. Of course, you know his name, the Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal. The likes of Bird and Magic and others will be going on. The new breed is coming on, and one of the new breed, Shaquille O'Neal.
In retail, there are two absolute laws. The customer is always right.
Say the ranch shall be served, all right?
And the competition is always right behind you. Reason enough to have a GTE phone system beside you. Because we can show you ways to use it to be more productive.
Yeah, hello, sales.
Even get new and repeat business. Call us, because your competition is also watching this commercial.
It's no accident that the land of opportunity is open 24 hours a day. The good life is available, but they don't hand it out on the platter. It's no accident either that Bank of America has convenient branch hours, a 24-hour customer information line, and a Versateller ATM everywhere you turn throughout the West. Hard as America works, you could use a little easy. Banking on America. Bank of America.
Many airlines offer reduced rate fares. Unfortunately, that's not all they've reduced. It makes you wonder, what's next?
I'd appreciate it. Do you have 4 quarters for $1? Anybody have 2 quarters for $1? Yes, miss, do you have 2 quarters for $2? 2 quarters for $5, please? Oh, boy, I'd appreciate it.
On Alaska Airlines, we have low fares too, but you never know it by the way we treat you.
If you're open to a beer brewed from the start, to be the one great tasting beer that's less filling, there's one beer to open.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on.
Even though the Lakers own a 3-0 edge in games played with the Blazers this season, it's obvious the Lakers aren't the same team they were with Magic Johnson. The same can be said for Boston without Larry Bird. And many claim the league just isn't the same without its 2 superstars of the 1980s. But the NBA still boasts its brightest star. Michael Jordan continues to dominate seemingly at will. And the league's next megastar has arrived.
When I was coming in, I really didn't know what to expect. A lot of people said a lot of different things. You want to dominate, too young. You want to do this, you want to do that. But I, came here with a positive attitude, and so far, I'm doing pretty good.
That would seem to be an understatement as large as Shaquille O'Neal himself. The 20-year-old Orlando rookie has taken the NBA by storm. He'll be the first rookie to start in the All-Star game since Jordan in 1985. There have been a few inconsistent moments, but far more dominating ones. And that's important to O'Neal.
One, I'm the biggest thing out there. It would kind of look silly if I was, soft. Again, I was taught, when you go out there, everything's yours. You got to go for the kill. And I'm 7'1", 302 pounds, mobile, agile, versatile. So, I'm just trying to go out there and dominate, kill.
Shaq's power game has led to some foul problems, but don't expect him to be the one accommodating others.
When somebody grabs me on one trip down the floor, the next trip, I'm going to say, okay, you ain't grab me no more. Then when I post up, real strong and make my move, then they fall and flop. And then it's an offensive charging foul on me. I guess they want me to change my game, but I'm not going to change my game. I'm not going to become an actor. I'm not going to change my game. I'm just going to go out there and play, and whatever happens, happens. If I foul out every game, I guess I'd just be a violent sinner.
He may not have the persona of Magic and Bird just yet, but don't be surprised if that also soon yields to Shaquille O'Neal. The Blazers get their last look of the season at Shaq next Tuesday when they visit Orlando. Blazer Cable will be back in a moment.
The NFL has lots of brutes. Hulks and bulks and big galoos. When Barry they see, they stare and say, he's a munchkin, he can't play, this'll be an easy day. Sad, he replies, poor me, I'm small. Then by them he flies with the ball. 6'10", he's not, but speed he's got. In cushy shoes he trains a lot. So he's not big with bulk enlarged. Just think of him as turbocharged.
If you're searching for a cool, refreshing experience, if you're looking for the real thing, then you've come to the right place. Coca-Cola Classic. I see you got my message.
I see I'm not the only one.
At the halfway mark, the Lakers continue to lead by 2:52-50. And, of course, the Blazers' next game will be following the All-Star break. You just saw a little feature, if you stayed with us, on the new kid on the block, Shaquille O'Neal. Will all be down in Orlando, Florida on Tuesday in his backyard. How about some halftime statistics, Steve?
Leading scorers, James Worthy with a huge second quarter. A couple of three-pointers leads the way. Vlade Divac off the bench, 8. And they were the guys that provided the offensive energy in the second quarter of play for the Lakers to hang on to the lead. Portland challenged because of the second quarter. Cliff Robinson. Robinson had 13 of his own. Duckworth with a smart start had 7 in the first. And Mario Elie off the bench, a good spark for Portland. Leading rebounder, A.C. Green. He is the guy that is always going to be relentless in attacking the board and leads 4, all with 4. The Trailblazers, Jerome Kersey showing some activity and leads Terry Porter. And it's been a while since we've seen Porter's name amongst the leading rebounders, and that's an indication that everybody is digging back and trying to get to the glass. Even though Portland is shooting only 38%, what is really important for them is a 20-second chance points. That's an indication that they've got some energy and some intensity out on the floor. The perimeter game certainly is an advantage of the Los Angeles Lakers, and Portland is going to have to do a better job knocking the ball down from there and getting some pressure defense on the Lakers when they're outside. They've had too many wide open perimeter looks.
Steve, let me ask you this about the Los Angeles Lakers, in your opinion, and other basketball people for that matter. A lot of changes next year for the Lakers. How do you think they're going to wind up?
The Lakers are in transition, and they're in a competitive position right now where they'll always be in the middle of the pack. They don't like being in the middle of the pack, so they've got to try to make some bold moves. Are there bold moves for them to make? I know if you're the general manager and you've been beaten by the Lakers all those years, you're not going to be inclined to help them make a deal. So they have got to be willing to part with some of their youth in order to get better youth, and they don't have much to begin with.
The trading deadline, of course, coming up on the 25th. Well, there's Tracy Murray. You asked the question, folks. Well, I thought he was activated and he could play. You want to tell everybody that story?
Sure. He was replaced by Delaney Rudd. That means you have to miss at least 5 games. So that's a league technicality. There are 2 players that were both suspended. One of them could come back, but not both. They flipped the coin. And Tracy Murray lost. So he is sitting out a couple of more games.
He'll sit out tonight, of course, and then the Orlando game, but he will be available for play in the Miami game next Wednesday down in Miami. And that's the reason for that. That was a ruling by Mr. Rod Thorne today and the NBA. Lakers leading by 2 on the final game before the All-Star break. That's amazing. No Lakers and no Celtics in the All-Star game. Stephen, you're going over there to work with all the folks from NBC this weekend.
It is a first that it's never happened, but that's an indication the franchise and the state of those different players as they have gotten older and some younger performers have come in.
And the Blazers' next home game, of course, after that trip out on the road will be, yes, indeed, Barkley, Ainge, and the rest of the Phoenix Suns. That'll be our next cable game, too, on March the 2nd, beginning at 7:30. To order pay-per-view, call your local cable company. That should be a dandy. Be with us.
For years, the Toyota truck has stood alone. No longer. Introducing the Toyota T100. Built from the same tough stuff as our compact, only bigger, with more room for 3 inside, and an 8-foot bed, with 4 feet between the wheel wells. Now, when it comes to Toyota trucks, the difference is even bigger.
BP's research and testing tends to leave an impression on most visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. 6th floor, marine fuel testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place, your local BP station.
Pizza for Todd King. Top floor. Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
This is your life, and not a bad one at that. You find the things that work for you, and you stick with them. Like your Toyota Extra Cab Deluxe. It has the power and the payload you need. Plus the reputation for dependability, that's a well-known fact. All the signs of a great relationship.
Portland Trail Blazers!
It's another exciting year for the Franz Trailblazer trading cards. They're now available in loaves of Franz Premium White Bread and Franz Roman Meal Sandwich Bread. Inside each loaf, you'll find a full-color individually wrapped card of a Blazer player or coach, or one of the 5 special Blazer-themed cards. This year's set has been printed by Skybox, with exclusive photos on both the front and back. Franz Trailblazers trading cards, available now in loaves of Franz Premium White and Franz Roman Meal Sandwich Bread.
I just got these back from Payless Drugs. Thought you should be the first one to see them.
Oh, please, not the office party.
Yeah, you and the boss's secretary?
Don't remind me.
You and the boss?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, you did?
Oh, promise me you won't show these to anyone.
Okay, but it'll cost you lunch.
Fine, promise me.
In Barcelona?
Oh, fine, promise.
Okay, I promise I won't show these pictures to anyone. In fact, you can have this set.
Oh, this set?
Payless, the drugstore worth talking about.
When choosing a health plan, it's wise to remember you get what you pay for. ODS Health Plan has the best claims payment record in the business. When you run a tight ship, you don't have to nickel and dime your subscribers. We keep our costs low to keep benefits high. In fact, nearly 93 cents of every premium dollar is used to pay claims. Of course, you could find a cheaper health plan, but how much is peace of mind worth?